doxed us. He doxed us. It's like prominently featured on his.
If there's any doubt about how full these people are, Hutch has not only hand-waved infinitely more egregious instances of doxing than he was subjected to, he chose to go on the Dox3 podcast and whine about it.
Screen. Like, hello? Hello? Are we, like, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, like, I reported the VOD. The VOD is still up, you know? Like, you can find the VOD on his channel. I reported the VOD. I sent an email to, like, Twitch support. I added them. Like, if there's no consequence for this, like, I don't know what are, there's just no rules. Like, I don't understand. It's a blatant violation of Twitch's doxing policy. Like, if you go to their policy, this is what it says about doxing. Doxing of any kind is prohibited by Twitch's community guidelines, even if the perpetrators only expose information available via the public record. If your personally identifiable information is released on Twitch without your consent, you can file a report and we will investigate and enforce against the doxer if appropriate. What Hasan did is a blatant violation of their doxing TOS, just blatant. And I think it kind of reveals like what an actual piece of shit he is.
Here's a video clip of Ethan Klein doxing a random Instagram commenter on his show. Ethan goes through the guy's Instagram, brings up
that. What are we calling doxing? Like, hold on, doxing meaning.
Wasn't this dude supposed to be some kind of subpar gamer? How is anyone watching this dude? Dude, I've been saying this shit, man.
Filing a lawsuit, like a public filing of a lawsuit. We're calling that doxing.
Like, do you hear this shit? Am I going fucking insane? That when they talk about anything that isn't happening to them, they're like, oh, really? It's doxing. To show someone's full name on your video or on your broadcast when they got sued. Really? You really think that that's doxing? Really? Anyways, my full name, which was already public before this, was shown, and also the state I was in. That is definitely doxing. Dude, like, what the fuck? Like,
even if it comes from a public source, if you post somebody's information like that without their consent, it's just a crystal clear violation.
Let's take a look at the complaints, and let's start with my favorite of the three, the very own, the prestigious, the highly acclaimed, the highly analytical Casey Tron. Whoa, what was that? Oh, sorry, that was a flying star. It almost caught me. You know her and you love her, guys. Frogan. Up next is Denims. And honestly,
we're calling. So I remember what he's talking about here. Some guy, I think it was the guy who replied to a Gila Instagram post where she had gotten a tattoo of, I think, a Star of David. And I think the person left a comment saying like, you belong in hell or something like that. And then Ethan brought up the guy's like public Instagram when he was live streaming on YouTube. Are we calling that doxing? Is that doxing? You're saying yes, that is? Hold on a second. Hold on. Hang on.
This is my favorite part of the Hutch podcast. Him saying something stupid, and even his own audience is like, okay, that was really dumb.
Shut the door for just a minute. Hold on. To publicly identify.
Do you guys see this shit? Like the amount of mental hoops that these people have to jump through to say that, like, no. None of those people were doxed because that was a public filing. Also, we were literally doxed. It's like, oh, so you have to downplay it as much as you can when it's happening to people you don't like. But when it's happening to you, it's the worst crime that anyone has ever committed, ever. Oh, okay. Even though on levels of bad, yours doesn't even come close to what other people have experienced. The same people that you downplayed.
Or publish private information about someone, especially as a form of punishment or revenge. How is that doxing?
so this is Joe Coop. He left a message on Hila's Star David tattoo.
Not for me.
He said, I'm glad that phase is behind me. Enjoy hell. Joe Coop said. I'll start David. Here he is. If anyone, let's see if I know, can identify him at all.
Oh shit, that weenie truck he's in front of.
Let's see if anyone can identify him. And then they try and figure out what city he's in. And this is an active, hostile environment.
That's
Is that right?
the guys for a museum. Yeah, they also have the.
Wait, it doesn't travel around?
Yeah, I thought I tried.
I mean, it used to in like the 60s, unless there's multiple.
Which one's Joe? Let's see. I think it's this guy.
No,
That's Joe.
doesn't look anything like him.
No, no, it is. Here, let me show you. That's him.
Oh,
That's him right there. Trust me, when I see an anti-Semite, I know I can spot him.
Wow.
Spot him from across.
That's him. So I don't know if you guys all know that, but your friend Joe here actually is a fucking giant racist piece of shit. And like he likes to tell Jewish people they're going to hell on Instagram on his public profile. I don't know if any of you guys know him, but certainly anyone who would employ him, or probably even his parents, would be pretty disappointed to see that. Although who knows? Here's his mom. I'm not gonna clip that for her. You know what? Fuck him. This is what you. Here's your mom. I wonder if she knows what you do on social media in your free time. You love your mama. Good thing she's not Jewish, eh, Joe? I love it. I love it. So anyway, best of luck to you out there, Joe. I don't know who you are, but you're a fucking asshole, and shame on you.
And now Hasan is pulling up Bennett Banata, their attack dog, who's sharing the state, the zip code, the city of where everybody lives. Completely inappropriate, completely unnecessary, and malicious. I mean, just malicious.
To talk about Hasan bringing up these payments and being like, LOL, you sold out for $2,000, lol, fucking idiot libs, and pretending like that's malicious and not someone trying to have some fun and like the idiots that exist on the internet. Meanwhile, your Instagram stories read, "It won't save you scumbags from what's coming. I can't wait for your family, friends, and work and school to know what you've been up to," as he talks about his excitement to dox these people, to get their information so that he can sue them. Like, Hasan, as many other people have pointed out, Hasan, as well as many other people, have pointed out that Hutch accepted $2,000 from Progressive Victory. And I don't know if he disclosed it or not. It's possible that he disclosed it. It's possible that he didn't. My understanding was that he didn't, but he did accept $2,000 from Progressive Victory, to be a good lib. Calling it Progressive Victory is, by the way, a misnomer. It's not Progressive Victory. And if you want any evidence of it not being Progressive Victory, because they had reached out to me like ages ago, and I saw, I don't remember if it was maybe Mike was talking about this or Hasan was talking about this, but I saw the people that they had on their fucking Instagram, and I was like, oh, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. Let's see if it's still that way or if it's changed since then. Let me pull it up. I really hope it still looks the way that it used to. Oh, I think they changed it up. They might have. Wait, let me keep scrolling. No, not. And oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, it's still sort of there. Okay, when I went and checked up on this Instagram page after they reached out to me, because, a good streamer will actually look into the money that they're getting and not just be like, I didn't know anything about any of this stuff. When I went to their Instagram, I saw that they had like a fuck ton of videos of like Hutch, and they had a bunch of videos of Destiny. And I was like, and then I saw that Brianna Wu was on the team, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm good. But I see they took down a lot of the Destiny clips. I guess after the Sex Destiny thing, they took down a lot of them. But I saw this shit and I was like, oh, this is so unserious. I don't want to be associated with anything even remotely close to this. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. But obviously not everyone had the foresight to think that, including Hutch. And if they're paying him $2,000, So let's watch. Sorry. I forgot to include one more detail. A lot of people have pointed this out, and in the official FEC filings, it shows like Hutch has been paid $2,000 by this organization, and he's claiming he got doxed because people are talking about it and showing that the FEC filing. So let me show you guys what it actually says. Let's. Oh my, 44 minutes. Oh, dude, I don't know if I have the energy for 44 minutes.
Not only was he doing these baseless accusations, he doxed us. He doxed. It's like prominently.
It's so funny to do all this moral fucking grandstanding about doxing when nobody said anything about Ethan Klein making the video that had my full fucking name in it, which previously was unknown. Like, okay.
He featured on his screen. I don't know what to say, man. I mean, like, I reported the VOD. I sent an email to like Twitch support. Like, if there's no consequence for this, like, I don't know what are.
Wait, did Hasan accept the 2K or Hutch? Hutch.
just like there's just no rules. Like I don't understand. It's a blatant violation of Twitch's doxing policy. And I think it kind of reveals like what an actual piece of shit he is. He was so happy to use Bad Empanada as his own personal attack dog. And then he got tired of Bad Empanada nipping at his heels. And so now you ban Bad Empanada because you're getting harassed?
Huh? That's not why. It's because Bad Empanada went on this weird tour online where he said that white men put trans in front of their fucking whatever on Twitter to get minority points or something like that, which was transphobic. It's like if someone was saying, if the tweet read, quote, as a trans woman, I think Israel should kill as many Palestinian babies as they want, end quote, I'd be like, okay. You can't just put that you're trans in front of a genocidal statement and suddenly pretend like that's progressive. You're just using that as a shield. Like, what the hell? I don't give a fuck if you're trans. You can't just be pro-genocide just because you're... Like, I would have... At least there would have been some context that would have made sense why he made that comment. Why he said, why are you reciting Brianna Wu tweets? Stop. Stop. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Like, if Bad Empanada was responding to a statement like that of like a Brianna Wu statement or something, where it's like, you can't just put this progressive identity or whatever as a shield for genuine criticisms. What the fuck? You don't get to just like have enough woke points and it's okay. You can be pro Western imperialism, but that's not what happened. And I was like, so I don't know what to say about that. I think Bad Empanada's point was that he was trying to weaponize, that people do try to weaponize, but he said it in quite possibly the worst way he could. More importantly, the person that he responded to wasn't doing that. It's a very bizarre attack, and I don't really get it. Like, I don't understand. I can show it to you guys later, but I want to finish this story first. Wait, do you have the clip of this? Oh no, stop. Do you have the clip? Hutch did actually comment on Ethan doxing you. He said it was a public filing, therefore not doxing. No. Oh my God, if we could find the clip, I would be so happy. I would be so fucking happy.
So over the weekend, I was going pretty hard in the paint for the chorus story from Taylor Lorenz. Like the whole thing just really fucking pissed me off. And I started to notice like a...
Also just wanted to read this last chat message out. Person says, or chatter says, I'm trans. Yeah, genocide cheerleading is a good red line to have where identity should not matter and you should be reviled. Like at that point, your identity is fucking irrelevant. Like you could be any collection of identities. It doesn't matter. You should not be fucking cheerleading Israel genociding Palestinian people. It doesn't matter how many qualifiers you put in. If you tell me your sexuality and your race and your gender and your disability status, none of that matters related when we're talking about genocide. Literally none of that matters at all, even a little bit. So I'm glad everyone in here can agree. And again, if that was the tweet, we'll get into it later. Okay.
A lot, like more than usual comments that were totally and completely unhinged. I started seeing people saying like, oh, did it feel good to take that blood money from that? And I'm like, I don't even fucking know. I don't know what we're talking about here. It could be like 10 different things to these psychos. And then I try to get clarity from some people and nobody wanted to like, they kept on linking this one picture of an FEC filing from last July. And it was a one-time payment of $2,000. And it represented work that I did with a pack called Victory, Progressive Victory Pack. I didn't know this at the time, but I think Progressive Victory Pack, a lot of that early kind of support came from Vosh's community. I would have to look at the website as to like what their mission statement is, but I think it's generally to promote progressive politics and progressive politicians all over the country. But it's not just limited to progressive politicians. So they did a canvassing event for Jamal Bowman, who's pretty fucking progressive. He was serving at the time and he was looking to defend his seat. I think he lost that primary. They did a canvassing event for Andy Kim. They did a canvassing event for Kamala Harris. But during 2024, I think the PAC was just, it was all about just, you know, basically like helping progressives do better in the country. I think they still have a public website that anybody can go to and find out what they're all about. So we've talked about this a bunch. For my part, whenever I did any kind of like, there's a Nightbot command right there. If you type !TV in Twitch, for my part, whenever I did any kind of segment that was coordinated with Progressive Victory, I would have that Nightbot command play, or I would, you know, have the.
Oh my God, dude! Fucking! Oh my God! Wrap it up! Hurry up to the fucking point.
Go up in the chat, and then I would tell my chat like I'm doing paid work with Progressive Victory. Like I was not trying to hide it. I don't know what I put in my Twitter bio, but I think it was something like partnered with Progressive Victory or whatever. So like I tend to over disclose for these kinds of things. I think that's like generally a best practice that creators should do. Pretty topical for the last week of discourse, but there's really no harm in like over disclosing unless you're violating an NDA or something like that. I just have to point out, okay, so like if Progressive Victory was paying creators to do
Okay. Can we just get to the point in the video where it's this fucking pause champer? Does he unpause the video ever or no? Okay, wait.
Politics streamer on Twitch is not only like maliciously lying, knowing full well that his audience are going to jump in my mentions by the hundreds and just harass the fucking shit out of me and lob baseless accusations at me, literally baseless.
Also, thank you for the clip, Bishojo. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who's posting the clip. Let's finish this.
Like, no evidence, zero evidence that PV was this slush fund and we were doing this propaganda. Like, there's nothing to base that off of at all. Not only was he doing these baseless accusations, he doxed us.
Famously, no one has ever engaged in baseless accusations, especially not Hutch.
Doxed us. He doxed us. It's like prominently featured on his screen. Hello? Are we like, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, like I reported the.
Wait, so he's saying that it's a baseless accusation that what, like at Sex Pestiny, it was his personal slush fund or something. And he says, streamer Hutch is demanding that Hasan Piker be suspended for covering the revelation that Hutch is receiving payments from Doxing's pro-Israel PAC. That's not, this is how it works, by the way. Hasan makes an insane and baseless claim and then his little digital minion foot soldiers run with it. The notion that Destiny ran Progressive Victory, that it was a pro-Israel PAC, is completely fabricated. Bad Empanada made it up. Hasan ran with it. Here we are. And then this is a post on Epstein's subreddit that says, whatever happened with Progressive Victory. I know he said he was done with the progressive label, but their canvassing thing isn't pinned anymore, even though they are planning to canvass at the end of June. Is this part reframing himself more center left? He's still partnered. It's just not pinned because they're doing other community shit. He's still partnered with Progressive Victory and doing canvassing. And then Epstein said, I just never imagined how insane all the vulture stuff would be after helping so many of those people. Like the entire Progressive Victory paid out millions in wages to all of those people. And the whole thing only existed because of me, on top of a billion other things. Also, Hasan never directs his audience to brigade people, correct? It wasn't only a Destiny thing because Vosh and Emma Vigeland were part of that too. Okay, that was like, that broadcast was, I'm pretty sure I was invited to that specific one where they were like potentially going to go talk to some Congress members or something. And that's why Emma Vigeland got involved. And I considered getting involved because I was like, it might be a worthwhile opportunity. But the problem is that sort of anything Epstein touches becomes like terrible in every single way. And the stream ended up actually just being a huge shit show, a big disaster. And I was very happy that I was not involved. The mirror, this touch. Yeah. The moldy touch. But yeah.
VOD. The VOD is still up, you know, like you can find the VOD on his channel. I reported the VOD. I sent an email to like Twitch support. I added them. Like if there's no consequence for this, like I don't know what are there's just no rules. Like I don't understand. Is it
I'm sorry, wait, what?
I added them. I sent an email to like Twitch support. I added them. Like if there's no consequence for this, like I don't know what are there's just no rules. Like I don't understand. Is a blatant violation.
By the way, the image in question, the screenshot of the filing of like I think it's an FEC filing, just had his name in it. It did not have an address in it.
Of Twitch's doxing policy. Like if you go to their policy, this is what it says about doxing. Doxing of any kind is prohibited by Twitch's community guidelines, even if the perpetrators only expose information available via the public record. If your personally identifiable information is released on Twitch without your consent, you can file a report and we will investigate and enforce.
It's really funny because when I saw this shit, I knew, I was like, dude, these people are going to fucking moral outrage over nothing. So I'm not going to show it on stream. But just to be clear, the image that they're showing, it's a link, an fec.gov link that just shows spender, Progressive Victory PAC, and then it says recipient, and it shows the name, and then it shows the state that they're from, a description, non-contribution account, bank fees, strategic consulting services, whatever, and the date and the amount. And that's what Hasan showed.
Against the doxer, if appropriate. What Hasan did is a blatant violation of their doxing TOS, just blatant. And I think it kind of reveals like what an actual.
Also, we found out on Mike's stream he didn't always disclose being paid for political advocacy. He himself violated TOS, so maybe we shouldn't do that whole hall monitor thing.
Piece of shit he is. I mean, he's talking all this shit yesterday. Hasan is about banning any mention of Bad Empanada in his chat. Because Bad Empanada and his audience were going in Hasan's chat and spamming at Hasan that he was like a liberal Zionist genocide supporter. Like he was so happy to use Bad Empanada as his own personal attack dog because he knew Bad Empanada was fucking like.
Which we already talked about this. That's not what happened. It's just blatantly not what happened. I don't even understand how like we're even on this.
Deranged and psychotic enough to take it to the extremes that he
also the idea that Hasan would ever be able to use Bad Empanada as an attack dog, as if that guy could ever be fucking controlled by anyone else. Like what are we fucking talking about here, dude? Oh my god.
He knows that kind of behavior from Bad Empanada results in relentless harassment from his psychotic fans. He regularly platformed Bad Empanada. In fact,
oh my god, it would be so awful to be platforming or talking to or corroborating with or working with people who dox other people. That's what you're saying, right? So it sure is crazy that you decided to go on Ethan Klein's broadcast and do an entire fucking show about how you were doxed.
Welcome, everybody.
Because, you know, you think releasing public information is doxing when it comes to you. So surely you would feel that way about everybody else, right? When everybody else does it. And you would never want to associate with people who do that, right? Oh, no, you don't actually feel that way. You don't actually think that. It was names and cities, not even addresses. It wasn't even cities. It was states.
To another H3 VOD VOD experience. Today, I am joined by the great Hutch, who is here to discuss Bad Empanada and Hasan as egregious doxing and defamation.
I'm sorry. Can we just go back for 1 second?
Welcome, everybody, to another H3 VOD VOD experience. Today, I am joined by the great Hutch, who is here to discuss.
Look, even he's kind of surprised that he got called great, Hutch. He was like, me? No, no, no. You must be thinking of somebody else. I'm not great.
Bad Empanada and Hasan as egregious doxing and defaming of himself and others. How are you, Hutch?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Very good to have you on. And if people want to check out Hutch, by the way, it's just Hutch, right?
It's just Hutch on YouTube and Twitch, and then it's Hutchinson on Twitter.
There it is. So this all started when Bad Empanada made a video last month about you and others being involved in a program called Progressive Victory, right?
It was Progressive Victory PAC, yeah. And it's basically just this PAC that exists to push for progressive policies and candidates all over the country. Yeah.
And
So can we just talk about something really quickly? Yes. For anyone who missed it, yes. His Twitter account is his full last name. No, I'm not joking. This is not a joke. This is not a meme. This isn't a bit. His Twitter account handle is his full last name. Correct. Dude, someone should do something about this Hutch guy, doxing this Hutch guy.
what is the criticism? People
Like,
say
Twitch needs to do something about this Hutch guy doxing this Hutch guy. Twitch, do fucking something. Hello? How do you allow this on your platform?
it's dark money, or that it's like shady, that it's not disclosed, or what's your response to all that?
I think PV gets their funds from a 501c4, so like it is dark money. So I mean that's a separate conversation to have. Like
He's so fucking stupid. Such an idiot. Why would you start that way? Oh my God. Why would you provide information that makes you look worse in this way? What? Yeah, that's right. It is, you know, like we don't know where the money comes from. Yeah, I need you to all know that information first. And yes, I accepted money gladly from them.
should left-leaning people ever take dark money? That's I guess a fair conversation to have. But when you look at like TPUSA, for example, they're taking in like tens of millions of dollars, and so I don't personally.
It's like watching, you know, in a conversation where you have to bite some bullets to get to your point. It's like, okay, but you have to admit that you don't care about this, or you have to admit that you. It feels like Hutch sometimes. It's like in conversations and streams and YouTube videos, there's like a platter of bullets, and he's like, I have to bite all of these first before we can start. And they're like, you really don't have to do that. No, you really, no, I have to. No, I really have. It's like, why? Why the fuck? Oh, no.
I think it's defensible to say that left-wing creators should just completely stay away from dark money.
Yeah, one thing that I found particularly disingenuous was in Taylor's reporting, Taylor Lorenz's recent article about Chorus and all these people who are working with them. She compares Chorus, who is paying people up to between like $1,000 and $8,000 a month, to Tenet, who is paying people millions of dollars, being funded by a foreign adversary government.
So the other thing too is like with Tenet, there were deliverables.
This political analysis is crazy. It's groundbreaking stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff, dude. It can't possibly be that your values are, I don't know, in jeopardy anytime you're taking money for political content that you're putting online, and you should in general make it a rule of thumb that you're not accepting money and you don't know where the money is coming from. It kind of doesn't matter where you're taking the money or why you're taking the money. If you're taking it to push any type of progressive or not progressive messaging, like, and you're not disclosing it, that's what matters. Okay, whatever.
So Tenet was paying people like Tim Pool and Dave Rubin to actually give them content, serve them content. The people in chorus, there were no deliverables, and there's not been any indication that chorus had any creative control over their output. So they're very, very, very different structures. Yeah.
What I understand is that it was some kind of incubator for small or upcoming or mid-sized creators, or for a bit larger creators to mentor them, to kind of help build the
incubate them to do what? Have more lib shit positions.
The left apparatus media.
Yeah, that's so, like, Brian Tyler Cohen, obviously a really big liberal creator on YouTube. Right after the election, he was making the same observation that a lot of us were making, which is that there's this huge asymmetry in media, in alternative media. So like right-wingers, they have a stronghold in social media. They're very well funded.
But the reality is, it doesn't matter how much money you pump into dumb fuck liberal positions. They're not winning positions. You're not going to convince people that doing nothing is the correct option and voting blue no matter who will save all of us. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you pour into these fucking dumb fuck Democrats that keep pushing this shit. It's not going to work, dude. It's not going to work. People are tired of that. They need to switch strategies.
They put out way more content, and he was making the case that we need to start like elevating more people in the liberal progressive space. And so he founded this nonprofit organization. He's not taking any kind of a paycheck. And just like right after the election, this loss, he started actually like walking the walk in a way to really materially uplift like smaller creators so that we can start to maybe compete at some point with right wingers. And for that, they're calling him corrupt or something. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, especially from him. I mean, he's a busy guy with an extremely successful channel, and he's working for this organization for free.
He's actually putting in the time,
which is worth a lot of money to him, his time. And he's putting in his time for free to help mentor people. And it's very much like a fighting fire with fighter situation where the Republicans, the right apparatus, is always willing to
fighting fire with fighter? What?
Wield whatever weaponry they can. Morals,
But you have to have good policies behind that shit. If you just push the same shit that didn't work on CNN, that didn't work on MSNBC, that didn't work on CNBC, guess what? You're going to end up with the same result, which is no one wanting to vote for fucking Democrats. Democrat approval rating is like at an all-time fucking low. Because people are tired of voting for the blues that just fucking do nothing. They don't want to fight. They don't want to fucking vote for that shit anymore. It doesn't matter how much money you pour into, like, one more David Pakman. How about you adopt good policies? Because this is, and we talked about this a little bit last time, but this is what the right has done really well. They've moved into these spaces organically without funding. So, it's not that we need a Joe Rogan of the left. It's that Joe Rogan was capitalized on by right-wingers because left-wingers decided, other than like Bernie Sanders, but like Bernie Sanders barely, he is not like in line with most of the Democrats in Congress. I think that that's reasonable to say. But most people on the left, most Democrats, the entirety of the fucking DNC, saw Joe Rogan and were like, well, we don't want to get anywhere near that. We don't need that. We have MSNBC. We don't need any of that stuff. No. We'll just let the right-wingers go all in on fucking Joe Rogan podcasts and garner genuine support without funding money into more liberal or conservative shills and get people to adopt our positions without having to put any money into it. Like, the problem is that, like, Democrats aren't capable of garnering genuine, real support like that because they can't run on any good positions. They literally just can't run on any good positions.
Vacations aside, totally secondary, right? Like, winning at all costs is their thing. And that's why the left is just being destroyed on so many fronts. So it's like, if things aren't going to change on the law side, then it's time to just like get in, you know, if you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, I feel like most of the people in that program would probably be in favor of some kind of constitutional amendment or law to get rid of dark money in politics.
Right.
But, that's a really high bar. And so long as dark money is in politics, for us to just cut ourselves off from that, I think is a bit suicidal.
Yeah. I think that's a good point. You can both participate in it because you kind of have to, but also advocate for change. So that's Taylor Lorenz's article. But we're talking about this video first that Ben Empanada made called Zionist Slop Tubers Are All Paid. And you can see here, I've got the thumbnail open. It has a picture of you on the thumbnail, Loner Box, who's a friend of the show also, and Dylan Burns, who, as far as I know, this guy is goes to the front line of a horrifically violent and dangerous war to report on the ground. And I don't understand why they're targeting even him. I don't understand why they're targeting you. I mean, none of you guys are really pro-Israel, so.
Tunnel systems under hospitals, and that is part of the reason why Israel is bombing hospitals.
Does anybody dispute this?
Hospitals is a war crime.
No, it's not.
Okay? Bombing hospitals is a war crime. In your conversation
to be clear, and I'm not saying all hospitals should be bombed, but there's no such thing as like a building that is exempt from bombing if it's a valid military target.
Gone back and forth on it, and you called it a war or whatever. But having said that, in your conversation with Sam Cedar, you thought you had a gotcha.
I'm not sticking up for bombing every hospital. I'm saying if you set up shop in a hospital, you make that hospital a valid military target, it is not illegal by international law. Not something to be celebrated, but you can't disagree with me. You can just look it up.
How is that pro-Zionist?
The Gaza Strip.
This isn't something that's like, oh, I have an opinion.
Pro-Zionist. Would you like to explain that?
This fucking photo of Hutch is so good. Why does he kind of look like he's wearing a bald cap?
The only commonality is really that you all kind of don't like Hasan for one reason or another.
Well, we were all in that, like, we all worked with that pack. This was work that was disclosed. Like, I disclosed it on my stream constantly. I have a Nightbot command that still functions to this day, disclosing that I was partnering with PV. They were in my Twitter bio. Yeah.
So what did you do with Progressive Victory?
It's basically just a pack to promote progressive policies and candidates all over the country. So they did canvassing events for like Andy Kim in New Jersey, I think. They did one for Kamala Harris in Wisconsin. I was there. We weren't paid to be at that canvassing event. But they also did one for Jamal Bowman. So like he is a very outspoken anti-Israel critic. So the idea that Progressive Victory was some Zionist entity, it just crumbles when you point to a couple different things.
Right.
They approached Hasan to work.
I know everybody else already pointed out, but Kamala being progressive is so good.
With him, why are they doing that? Frogan helped them organize an event to get out the vote
Zionists,
for something. Emma Vigeland, Ryan Grimm, Vosh,
Zionists,
none of these people.
Mossad operatives.
Yeah. I like how the majority of the time they weren't engaging in any actual, any of the actual criticisms that people have had about Progressive Victory. And instead they're just saying, oh yeah, well, these people associated once because they thought that the cause was good. So basically what you're saying is everybody in here is a Zionist.
So either Hasan is lying, or he's accusing all of his friends or whoever else of working with a Zionist pack. Like you can only have one of those two things. You can't have, yeah.
Some of the Zionist slop tubers who we've covered on this channel have been paid by Zionist organizations for quote unquote advertising services.
Here's what I want to do. Let's pull up Hasan's video. Let me play this.
Is because it's already public. Like one of the examples I'll give you is a Progressive Victory, right? They approached me a million fucking times, but because they were aligned and affiliated with Destiny, and because they were being run by Brianna Wu, I was like, I'm not touching that shit. And there's some nice people that work there, some people who are truly ambitious, but what it turned into was a fucking slush fund for Destiny's best friends.
Now that right there seems pretty insane, right?
That's a really serious thing. To accuse someone of doing. He's basically accusing me and everyone that was involved with this pack of defrauding people who donated money to it. Right. He's accusing us of, I guess, not doing any work. The other thing to point out here, which is, really crucial to understanding why this is so insane, was that Destiny was not a formal part of this pack. He didn't.
I'm sorry, to everybody who donated money, if there were any people who donated money, I don't think any of them would have been happy to know that you were getting paid $2,000 a month to do whatever the fuck this is. I think people who donated who expected it to go directly towards canvassing, I think that was fair. But like, how are you going to ignore the fact that like, if this, the entire media presence is because of fucking Brianna Wu and Epstein, and that's the only reason they have any pull at all. And that without that pull, they lose the ability to keep funding your goddamn fucking stream. What else would you call it? Colloquially, we would just call it a slush fund. If all of the money was, if you were just working with them and all of the money was going directly to canvassing efforts, yeah, then it's not a slush fund. Obviously not. Or no one would call it that.
Not fund the PAC. He did not fund the creators. They collaborated with them, I think, 2 times for canvassing events. But like I said a moment ago, they also collaborated with Vosh and Emma Vigeland and Ryan Grimm.
And Frogan.
You know,
yeah, and they worked for them to help people go out and vote, to help people be more interested in progressive candidates or Democratic candidates. Like, it's not like they were accepting a bunch of money to do God knows what with, or who cares what they're going to do with it.
And Frogan, yeah, she helped to turn out the vote kind of thing.
And Valkyrie.
And Pokimane, and then the list goes on. I mean, there's
literally
so
everybody
many other.
He knows.
Right, there's so many other creators in the.
What was the percentage of unknown money spent? Like 70% or something, right? I don't know the exact number.
Probably most of the creators in the program that were anti-Israel.
Right.
But I mean, just the casual nature of accusing all of us of defrauding donors and just like taking money corruptly. I can't believe like people just throw that out there so flippantly. Like I was pretty shocked when I saw him say that.
It's very funny that they showed the clip where he says good people were involved. It's like, I'm sorry, much like anything else, some organization can be dog shit, but then the people involved are like some good people that are trying to make something out of it.
Because there's just nothing that you can point to at all to justify that claim. Like nothing.
So he's pulling up Bad Empanada's tweets here, in which he's straight up doxing all of these creators that Hasan is now identified as Zionist propagandists, right? And, you know, backtrack to just a month or two ago when Noah Samson was saying it's time to elevate against these propagandists. Protest isn't enough. We know where they are. Mm-hmm. And now Hasan is pulling up Bad Empanada, their attack dog, who's sharing the state, the zip code, the city of where everybody lives. Completely inappropriate, completely unnecessary. And malicious. I mean, just malicious.
Avalon, Hutch, Destiny's own personal chef. Like this is what happened. This is what took place. Okay, and the PAC actually did, unironically, raise a bunch of money off of like people who thought that they were giving money to a political action committee that was going to go around and you know do door knocking canvas operations, which they did.
Which they did.
They were being frauded because they thought they were paying for this. But they did do that.
Which they did.
But also what they did.
If you guys donated money to my GoFundMe because you expected me to use that money directly on lawyer fees, and then I spent only some of it on lawyer fees, you would consider that to be fraud. If you donate to this organization, to like Progressive Victory or whatever fucking PAC donates to them, and most of the money is just going to some fucking random creators you've never even heard of for no fucking reason, and they happen to do some canvassing, we would all look at that and be like, what a fucking scam, dude. What the how much was even going towards canvassing efforts? How much was going towards door knocking? Like, I understand even if they were like paying the creators for specific streams, right? So like, hey, we're doing like a get out and vote or like a door knocking campaign or a canvassing campaign or whatever. For this stream, we want you to promote the shit out of it. We'll pay you per hour for promoting it. Okay, then that at least makes sense. You're telling a specific audience to go out and do something. Okay, but just like what? Just like, here you go. Here's some money because you I want to see if I can find this is from 2024. It's not on this. Maybe it's on this one. Whatever. I wanted to find the actual like number there, or sorry, the what the description was for the money that they gave to Hutch. Let me look for it while we watch.
Let me completely invent something.
But also turned around and basically created this fucking like pay structure for a bunch of Destiny's friends.
Why the fuck would this giant pack be some kind of Destiny puppet? It doesn't even make sense on its face. It's
If the only reason they have any media attention is because of Epstein plugging the shit out of it, then he has power over that organization. He has social capital over that organization because he's the reason why it gets to exist online and have any traction or any relevance or any name brand recognition or any of that stuff. And if he's taking credit for giving that, for giving the organization all of that publicity, is it a shock that people would call it a slush fund? Yeah, I mean, this tweet again. The entire Progressive Victory paid out millions in wages to all these people, and the whole thing only existed because of me. Like,
Alex Jones levels conspiracy theories here. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're in Candace Owens territory for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So Bad Empanada's doing his thing, doing slander, doxing, okay, defamation, all this good shit. Hasan lets it play, continue to play while he goes to the bathroom.
There's also the support Patreon, Bad Empanada, and Blue Sky, and all the places to support him.
He trusts Bad Empanada so much. He's such an infallible, trustworthy voice. He's comfortable walking off and letting him take the audience by, let him lead the conversation with zero oversight. I've seen Taylor Lorenz on TikTok. She cruises into random Jewish people's TikToks and leaves comments on their videos, small creators, and being like, just so you guys know, Zionist.
what the fuck does this have to do with the...
Zionism is Nazism. Have a nice day. And like, these are just Jewish people minding their own business, not talking about Israel, not talking about Zionism. And like, that's just racism.
I mean, speaking of her, I mean, she just yesterday clarified that nowhere in her reporting and nothing that she saw during the process of investigating the story indicated that the chorus creators were getting paid to do Israeli propaganda. That didn't stop really enormous left-wing voices like Hasan.
If they were already doing Israel propaganda beforehand and they got paid and chorus said, keep it up, no matter what information you see, no matter how many reports there are about child starvation, no matter how many instances of, no matter how many arrest warrants there are out for Bibi Netanyahu, keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing now. You don't think that impacts someone's content at all? You don't think that impacts anyone's content even a little bit? Come on.
Saw Crystal Ball sort of like make this argument in a roundabout way. Emma Vigeland was lending credence to the idea that these chorus creators were being paid for their silence on Israel. But that's in those spaces, that is really one of the worst things that you could accuse a creator of doing. And according to Taylor Lorenz herself, nothing that she said or reported on substantiated this claim at all. So they just made this claim up. And I cannot stress enough how crazy it is that people that are well established on social media in the political space would throw out an accusation so disgusting with nothing to point to substantiate the claim at all. That's a big problem. To me, that is a really...
If they were doing liberal Zionist propaganda before, and then they got paid by Chorus, and Chorus said, keep it up, do exactly what you're doing, we'll let you know and review your content to let you know if we think you should remove anything, and then they never upload any videos on the genocide, they are being paid to be silent on the genocide. At Denims, wasn't Frogan part of it? Frogan wasn't paid by Progressive Victory. She helped organize a stream to get people to get out and vote, which I already said. If you're paying people, if you're using these creators to help elevate your canvassing efforts or your grassroots efforts or whatever, that's fine. Nobody cares about that. Even if you're getting paid to organize these things, nobody cares about that. But when you're just getting paid for, quote, $2,000 for, quote, digital advertising, and we have no idea what the fuck that looks like, Destiny, parentheses, claims to have nothing to do with Progressive Victory, while also previously claiming he's running the show. And the most recent tweet says, this is one of the people Hasan was gleefully doxing a few days ago while lying to his audience about a pack I have zero formal association with. And then meanwhile, the chat log of Sex Pestiny saying that that organization only existed because of him, and that all of these Progressive Victory people were paid out. And again, that was because of him. And then this fucking Instagram post. Progressive Victory. Hashtag Destiny. With DGG in the mention. Oh, dude, stop. No. No, dude, come on. Support the DGG Canvas House in January. Sex Pestiny and Progressive Victory are launching the first Destiny MVP canvassing house. Here's what we're doing, why we're doing it, and why we need your help. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, dude, stop. I wonder why people call it a Destiny organization.
Big problem. And there's been recent discourse about, you know, what type of lefties should we distance ourselves from and what type of lefties should we welcome into the coalition. There's been a lot of that discourse in the last couple months. And I think this issue has given us such a clear dividing line. So like if you were a creator that was accusing like Brian Tyler Cohen and David Pakman of getting paid to not talk about Israel, I think it's safe to say that we should just not associate with those people ever. They're never going to be a productive part of the coalition.
How convenient that you can draw the line exactly where you are not. How convenient that you can push out all of those people who accepted dark money, but you are within the region of, it's okay, we should keep these people in.
They don't want to work with the Democratic Party. They want to destroy it and replace it with their own party. Every day that goes by where they haven't destroyed the Democratic Party, they just get angrier and angrier and angrier and more destructive. But and for what? Like, again, Brian Tyler Cohen did not get paid for this. He was out there for the love of the game, like actually just walking the walk and earnestly trying to elevate smaller creators in the space so that they can have a bigger platform.
Well, Hutch, I appreciate you calling in. I'm sorry this is happening to you. And I'm sure that Hasan is going to be facing some very strict disciplinary action from Twitch for this one.
Well, you know, I appreciate you guys having me on and giving me an opportunity to like do some counter messaging. Because again, you know, I have like a modest platform, right? But not nearly as big as Hasan's. And so I just feel like
I'm so glad you went on someone else's stream that by your definition, you would call a doxer to talk about the serious issue of doxing. Is that Hutch? I had the pleasure of never knowing what he looked like before. Someone said he clutched his pearl so hard he became one. That he started to look like one, and that was fucked up.
Very limited opportunity for me to clear my name when these kind of smears get out there. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for inviting me on.
Well, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it as well. So that's Hutch, everybody. If you want to catch it.
Let's hear his opinions on doxing. Let's hear his consistent positions.
Ethan, here's a video clip of Ethan Klein doxing a random Instagram commenter on his show. Ethan goes through the guy's Instagram, brings up
that. What are we calling doxing? Like, hold on, doxing meaning filing a lawsuit, like a public filing of a lawsuit. We're calling that doxing. We're calling. So I remember what he's talking about here. Some guy, I think it was the guy who replied to
also look at this. I mean, like, I get that if you're watching Hutch, you gotta be really fucking stupid, but this fucking chatter, doxing isn't illegal. Yes, it fucking is. Yes, it is. What?
Instagram post where she had gotten a tattoo of, I think, a Star of David, and I think the person left a comment saying like, you belong in hell or something like that. And then Ethan,
I like how we're just ignoring all of the context and we're making it out to be this anti-Semitic comment as if it was anything other than her showing her support for Israel and him saying, I, used to be a fan and I used to like you guys. You guys suck now. Fucking go to hell. The thing that people say to other people all the time.
Brought up the guy's like public Instagram when he was live streaming on YouTube. Are we calling that doxing? Is that doxing? You're saying yes, that is? Hold on a second. Hold on. Hang on. Shut the door for just a minute. Hold on. To publicly identify or publish private information about someone, especially as a form of punishment or revenge. How is that doxing?
What a great question. What an amazing, excellent, incredible question. It's like he just learned what doxing means, and he's like, wait a minute, I can use this.
Not only was he doing these baseless accusations, he doxed us. He doxed us. He doxed. It's like prominently featured on his screen. Like, hello? Hello? Are we like, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, like, I reported the VOD. The VOD is still up, like you can find the VOD on his channel. I reported the VOD. I sent an email to like Twitch support. I added them. Like if there's no consequence for this, like I don't know what are there's just no rules. Like I don't understand. It's a blatant violation of Twitch's doxing policy. Like if you go to their policy, this is what it says about doxing. Doxing of any kind is prohibited by Twitch's community guidelines, even if the perpetrators only expose information available via the public record. If your personally identifiable information is released on Twitch without your consent, you can file a report and we will investigate and enforce against the doxer if appropriate. What Hasan did is a blatant violation of their doxing TOS, just blatant. And I think it kind of reveals like what an actual piece of shit he is.
So Hasan is a piece of shit, an actual piece of shit for doing something that tens of creators did to me, but nothing to say, no comment. Nothing to say, no comment. It's like, dude, I have spent so much effort online, like not revealing my name, not revealing my city, my zip code. I installed a fucking app that like an extension that hides your city, and it redirects everything to make it look like you're from a different city, so that in case one of those websites that like, when you're like on a website and it's like you're just trying to read an article and then you try and click off the article and they're like, hey, do you live at this address? Here you go. Yeah. No, not like a VPN. VPNs are too slow. It's just an extension that tricks Chrome into thinking you're somewhere else. It doesn't actually do that. It just tricks Chrome into thinking it. So like I can still browse everything that I would be able to browse from the city I'm from. It just makes moving on. Doxing isn't illegal in the US. No, it's illegal. It's the requirement for doxing is just like a little bit higher when it comes to the law, like obviously. Whereas on Twitch, it is any information that someone didn't personally disclose being publicized by other people, even if it's public information. So the TOS shows that if you're pulling up identifiable information, personally identifiable information, that's considered doxing, right? The problem is that this is who Hutch is. This clip is really funny. Hutch, Hasan doxed me. Hutch in a video with 100K views.
My name is Walter Hartwell White. I live at 308 Negra Arroyo Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87104. My name is Walter.
4 years into content creation, Hutch gave out his full name age, marriage status, the city he lives in, and he shows the view outside of his apartment saying, "We got this place for the view. Check it out." This video has 100K views. His full name is on his Wikitubia page, and it has been for years. You don't get to cry about being doxxed because someone points out that your Twitter handle is your surname, which you already made public. He also gave out his height, his wife's first name, and shows a picture of her face too. He made all this public to an audience of 100,000 people. I'm not going to republish any of it out of courtesy to Hutch. Like, dog, are we fucking serious right now? Are you fucking serious? You're going to do all this bitching and moaning and crying about being doxxed. Meanwhile, you gave out every single bit of fucking personal information. You know, chat, haven't done a cooking stream, even though I've wanted to do a cooking stream for so long because I didn't want to show my kitchen to stream because some people are crazy doxers. Now that I'm free of that, like I was like looking into renting out studios to do a cooking stream somewhere else that isn't in my house. Now that I am actually doxxed, I can finally do a cooking stream. But like the amount of effort that I've went into to not having that information public, and it didn't matter because I got sued. And then Ethan Klein was like, I'm going to make all of this publicly available, but more important than that, I'm also going to make it all very easy to access. Like the dude was fucking reading the fucking lawsuit and listed my fucking city. And my full name, which by the way, my Twitter name, it's just Denims, okay? My Twitter name doesn't have my fucking legal name in it, okay? Like, and you know who fucking watched that video? The video where he announces that he's suing me and he's suing Caseytron and he's suing Frogan. He just shows the lawsuit with our full fucking information on it. This one. The one where he announced it. He just fucking shows it on stream. Where's the filing? I guess probably at the beginning of the segments. Like, he just fucking shows these things. He just shows the full fucking filing with the fucking full first name and last name. And then I'm pretty sure he even did a stream where he like was reading through some of the lawsuit and then he reads out the part that shows my fucking city. The funniest thing I saw from your docs was someone saying, I'm sad her name isn't Jean. I know, right? I know. Wait 1 second. If it helps, I remember your name being cool, but I don't remember. I don't actually remember it. Hits the bong. Nice, nice. According to you, that's not doxing. What? No, I'm saying according to Twitch policy, that's considered doxing. And guess what? A bunch of people watched this video from Ethan Klein and nobody got banned. Nobody got fucking reported, even though this was a clear instance of doxing. I mean, I'm pretty sure Asmongold watched it. I'm pretty sure Tectone watched it. Fucking Hutch might have watched it. All of these people fucking watched this video that has all of our personally identifiable information that was not public before. I'm sorry, my Twitter name was not my last name, okay? And none of these people got reported and none of these people got fucking banned. According to Twitch, all of the people that watched that video should have gotten banned. Because it doesn't matter if it's personally identifiable, it doesn't matter if it's public information. It matters if it's personally identifiable information. The difference between me and Hutch is prior to this expose on Hutch, his name and his information was already fucking public because he made it public. Whereas prior to this doxing, none of my shit was public. Hasan showed zip codes and cities. Yeah, and guess what? So did Ethan and everybody who fucking watched his content. My city is in that fucking filing that he showed on his stream. Like, what are we talking about? So it's doxing. I mean, again, according to Twitch TOS, personally identifiable information that isn't provided. The problem with Hutch and the problem with Hasan and Hutch is that Hutch already provided all that information. Hutch already was fucking showing his full address and his, well, not his full address, sorry. He was showing the view from his fucking apartment, which, by the way, is enough for doxers to find that information. He's already given his fucking full name. He already gave the city that he lived in. The hilarious thing about this is like, Hutch accusing Hasan of doxing him by showing this bad empanada video that shows that he got paid $2,000 by Progressive Victory. Meanwhile, all of his information was public before then is not doxing because, again, it was all information he provided ages ago. Whereas with my shit, none of my shit was public. All these people watched it. Nobody got fucking banned. My shit was actually private, and then it got doxed, and nobody got fucking banned. And his shit fucking wasn't, dude. Oh my God. I would argue putting your own information on public FEC filing is you personally revealing your information. I mean, it doesn't even matter that he put himself on that, right? What matters is that he gave out his fucking information years ago. Like, other people can't dox you if you were making fucking house tour videos with all of your personally identifiable information. Like, Twitch just doesn't care about this fucking rule that they have. But did you send an email to Twitch? But did you request Twitch to ban them? I mean, yeah. They just don't care. They just don't care. They literally, the problem is that the people that engage in like repetitive offenses, they don't want to keep banning them because they don't want to seem impartial, even though they don't want to seem partial, but they are being partial by not banning them. We don't need the FEC filing if there was a 100K view public video on YouTube from ages ago that does the same thing. Yeah. You're missing the most important point. He sold out for $2,000. That's it. I know. Doxing is when you criticize Hutch. Oh, Lord. So the strategy is just break the rules until they get tired of enforcing the rules? I mean, basically, yeah. It seems to be the case. You shouldn't talk about this too much. Okay, the reality is the people who watch this stream are normal, and they're not going to go out of their way, and they don't really care. And the people who would go out of their way and that do care already have talked about my docs in great detail. So it is the Pandora's box is already opened on that. Oh, I ain't normal though. Thank you. I mean, you're normal enough. Okay. You're normal enough. Anywho. Yeah, I'm sorry, the Hutch thing is just so fucking insane to me because he still happily associates with people who are doxers because he's trying to go after someone who didn't fucking dox him. So all you need to know, chat, is that all of this is so fucking overplayed. All of this is so fucking stupid. Like, it's truly incredible that he's even trying to make this pop off and he's trying to accuse Hasan of doxing him. When in reality, that's not even close to the truth. Like, it's just sad. It's just, I think this is the most pathetic Hutch move I've seen yet.